I'm Nick Dutton from Primrose Bank Care Home in Polton-le-Fylde. We joined the V for Life UK list about a year ago because we noticed a lot more vegetarians and vegans coming into our care home. We're now more than happy to make a pledge to help people maintain their ethical beliefs, especially around vegetarianism and veganism as they get older, even if they suffer any memory issues. We're also making a pledge to create a vegetarian champion from one of our vegetarian members of staff who will help keep the conversation going around the care home on the benefits and beliefs of a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. We're also making a pledge to keep reviewing our menus, especially around our vegan and vegetarian options, to keep them fresh and exciting.
Hello, I want to talk about the Memory Care Pledge. This is something that you signed up for as carers and caterers, and it's something that is set out to support you and to support older vegetarians and vegans. Now, it's basically got 5 principles, and I'm going to go through those in a moment, but I just want you to consider this before we get into the fundamentals of it. Imagine that you've been a vegetarian or a vegan for a number of years or even decades, but sadly you're no longer able to live independently, so you need that extra bit of care. Now, your family or yourself may have made very, very clear food preferences, but what happens down the line if cognition starts to become an issue and you start to ask for meat? So your resident that's vegetarian or vegan starts to eat meat, becomes a little bit of an issue, I guess, something to think about ahead of time. Certainly. Okay, so for vegetarians, it's very, very important that they get decent vegetarian or vegan food. This is something that is a deep held belief. In fact, it's a belief that's supported, protected in law, as similarly to if somebody followed Christian or was a Muslim. You know, these are deep-seated beliefs that are protected in law, and it's your role, your job, to be able to support those choices that somebody may have made for many, many years. So, what is the Memory Care Pledge? Well, it's 5 basic principles. So let's just get these right. So I'm going to read this first one. It's 5 basic principles. It really is quite straightforward. To the first one, at meal times, you're going to provide vegetarian and vegan choices, and individual opinions on meal choices will be solicited. Okay, sounds a bit of a mouthful, but basically, what you're going to do is that you're going to make sure that you provide vegetarian and vegan food. Very, very straightforward. I'm sure you do that already. But the extra bit is that you're engaging with the people that you care for to check what they really want to eat. Okay, we're a broad group, vegetarians and vegans. Some like the mock meats. Some like to eat whole foods. We're like any large group. We have different choices, different preferences. So what we're encouraging, and I'm sure you do this, but what we're encouraging is that you talk to the people that you care for and cater for to make sure that the food that you're giving to them fits with the choices that they want to make, and the preferences that they have. Kind of straightforward, really. Okay, number 2. Okay, there's 5 simple principles. Number 2. Okay, that you're going to actively help individuals explore and engage with vegetarian or vegan resources. So that means you're supporting them culturally, I guess. So you may want to invite people from the local vegetarian or vegan group to come in, maybe give a talk, have a chat. You may want to order some vegetarian or vegan magazines, or even look to get back issues of those. Something that you may be able to easily order, or cookbooks. Have a few cookbooks around the lounge or in the individuals' rooms, so they can reflect on their experiences, their life experiences as vegetarians and vegans. Okay, number 3. It's only 5. Number 3. You're going to cater well on special days. Now, I'm sure you're doing this, and this is something that is beyond the actual special day. Now, imagine you're advertising that you've got an event coming up, and it could be something as simple as a Sunday roast. Each week it might be a barbecue, it might be somebody's birthday. Now, planning ahead is the key to this. So if you've got a vegetarian or a vegan, you need to make sure that in the planning that they are thought about thoroughly. So you're not thinking the night before, oh, it's Mary's birthday tomorrow and she's vegan, so we need to make sure we bake a cake, looking through. So you've got something in place, so it doesn't come up as a surprise. And of course, for the individual, if you're having a barbecue, for instance, and you've not thought through about the vegetarian options, then it can be a little bit disheartening, to say the least, for those individuals who think there might be, well, I'm a bit of a second thought, a second option in the way that they are cared for and catered for. So it is important to sort of get these things ahead of time. Point 4, if requested, a separate table is provided for your vegetarian and vegan diners. Now, this is something to think about, but also to talk to your residents about this. Now, if a person has been a vegetarian all their life, they may not want to sit around people that are eating meat. It might be just meat for some people, but for a vegetarian, it was a living creature, so that could be upsetting. But if your residence is vegetarian or vegan and has capacity issues, they may be confused as to why they can't have the food that the other people on their table are having. So it just sort of saves that extra bit of anxiety that your residents may be experiencing. Of course, you could use substitutes. There's a whole range of different sort of fake meats, if you like, that may be used, so that if someone was having sausage and mash, you could easily have a vegetarian sausage and mash, or a sort of ham sandwich. There's all sorts of brands out there that look like ham, but actually it's a vegetarian, it's a vegan product. Point number 5, if cognition becomes an issue and meat is mistakenly asked for, an alternative will be provided to uphold their beliefs. Now, this kind of links a little bit to the previous point, but it may be that if cognition becomes quite an issue, and capacity is certainly an issue for the individual, then it could be very, very confusing seeing people eating meat, and they may ask for meat. So your job as a caterer and a carer is to obviously make sure that person feels calm and relaxed. And one way that you may want to do that is providing meat alternatives for that, so that the person thinks possibly that they're having they're having a sausage, but it's in fact it's a vegetarian sausage. Now, you've got to bear in mind that if a person has been vegetarian or vegan for all their lives, and then capacity becomes an issue, it may be that it's that's causing them. It is that's causing them to eat, to want to ask for meat. So providing these sort of meat alternatives, then the person's value systems are still going to be kept in place, but they're not going to eat meat. So why would you want to go to all the trouble of implementing the memory care pledge and signing up for it? Well, you're supporting the ethical choices that somebody has made for all their lives, and basically it's your job to do so. It's your job to cater well. I'm sure you're doing this, but it's your job to cater well, not just in terms of food, but also supporting ethical choices. So you're being professional, basically. Okay. Also, you may, on another way of looking at it, you're supporting the individual's families. As you know, when you're catering and caring for an individual, it's not just that person that you're thinking about. You're also supporting their loved ones, their family, and they want to know that mum or dad is being looked after well. So if you've got this in place, it's reassurance to the individual that you're caring for, but also to their family. families. You may also, by advertising that you've signed up for the Memory Care Pledge, you may even get more residents wanting to stay with you. You know, you're actively saying, look, we support older vegetarians and vegans, and we've got all this in place. We've had training, we've got a great menu. But you know, you will be looked after basically if you stay in our home. Okay, so it really is something to think about, the Memory Care Pledge. You're signing up for it. It's got 5 principles, but if you need that extra bit of support, then please do get in touch with Vegetarian for Life. We're here to support you as caterers and managers. We've got lots of different resources that you may want to use. If you want extra catering training, then we're here to do so. We can perhaps come out and visit, or we can do something online, or just, you know, pick up the telephone and we'll hopefully be able to answer your questions. But thank you for your time today, and if you do have questions, please do ask. Take care. Bye bye.